explain. What's going on, guys? Explain in detail why it makes sense to pick a blogging niche. Before we dive in, just wanted to remind you that, well, you can get some more blogging tips at my blog, bloggingfromparadise.com. So, hopefully, I'm not jumping around too much. The connection is quick enough to do a little live broadcast here. So, guys, the general idea behind picking one niche is this. You become a trusted specialist in a world of bloggers who are confusing generalists. That's just the way that it goes. In the beginning, there is a destructive self-sabotaging tendency to want to do a bunch of things to become really popular. So the thinking goes, if you're really popular, a lot of people know about you, even if they're random folks, then you will get a lot of traffic and earn a lot of money. And again, that's the general thinking of the world. I'm going to switch things up, guys, just because it's not really working for the cameras here for both of these lives, YouTube and Facebook. That's a little better. Phone's a little wonky, but we're going to run with it. Oh, that's not too bad. No direction. All right. So what happens in the blogging world is that you need to cover one niche consistently to develop topical authority in that single niche. Gaining topical authority influences people to perceive you as an expert in that one area. So the general consensus in this world now when it comes to business, or really anything, is that a jack of all trades masters none. A multi-niche blogger masters none. Now some, as always, you'll find people that break the rules and thrive. A very, very small percentage of bloggers gets away with it. So I give them massive thumbs up. I mean, infinitesimally small. Really, really tiny, tiny lot. Almost everybody I've seen over my 18-year blogging career has struggled horribly trying to cover more than one niche, because when you try to cover multiple topics, you divide your energy between a lot of different subjects. So since where your attention and energy grows, nothing grows. You're going in a bunch of different directions. Picking one niche allows you to cover that topic inside out, upside down, backwards, forwards. So you become a leader in that niche. Over the long haul, you got to keep publishing content that's detailed, and you got to stick to that niche. As you become a leader in that niche, you're going to find that your organic traffic and blogging income will increase. Readers will trust you. They'll seek you out for covering that topic in great detail. But you got to keep at it, guys. And you can't give into the temptation to cover multiple niches or 10 niches or 15. And it sounds ridiculous, but bloggers try to do that. So one of the analogies that I use to understand the concept of specialization in this world is this. If you want a good plate of Chinese food, do you go to the post office? No. There's multiple niches at the post office. Never. You find postal workers there because they specialize in one thing, delivering mail. So you have to think along those lines. The moment you're tempted to cover multiple niches, for the fear of not getting enough traffic, for the fear of not making enough money. So you think, oh, I got to be super duper popular. I got to reach out to as many people as possible. So let me cover all these topics. The only thing that you do is confuse people who show up. Because if you walked into a post office and you saw a business selling Chinese, it would just be like, what the hell's going on here? It's a post office. They should do one thing. They should specialize in one thing. Delivering the mail, right? That's what readers say when they visit your blog. So I made a wise decision, screwed up a lot too, of course, but one of the wise decisions I made 12 years ago when I created bloggingfromparadise.com was to only cover one niche, and that was the blogging tips niche. That helped me establish my authority. So I gained topical authority. People who showed up and saw detailed blogging tips, very thorough blog posts covering only one topic, automatically knew, oh, good, this is where I go to get my blogging tips, helpful, practical blogging tips to empower me to succeed. No confusion. Now, the only reason why I rarely break that rule and cover a travel themed topic here and there is explicitly because my readers, the people who follow my blog, told me, Ryan, you have to cover travel stuff here and there. We want to see where you're at in the world. So since they told me that, I do it. But that's my following. That's my readership. They're literally explicitly saying, hey, once in a while, let us know where you're at. Talk about your travels on your blog. So I do it because I receive feedback from the people who follow my blog. Other than that, I wouldn't do it. Because when you do one thing, you do it well. When you deviate from doing that one thing, you're in trouble because you'll begin to confuse readers who show up for you to solve one specific problem only to see you attempt to solve 2 or 4 or 6 or 8 or 10 problems. Again, guys, nothing against multi-niche bloggers, and there is a really small sliver of the blogging niche that has experienced great worldly success taking this route. Give them their due. I give them their credit. But they're so rare. And full transparency, if they dropped all those niches and covered only one, everything would mushroom because they'd be giving all their attention and energy to one niche. Where your attention and energy goes, grows. When you cover one niche, you have so much time and energy, mindfulness, to really master that area, that discipline inside out, which impresses the heck out of readers who show up and say, wow, Ryan, I've never thought about blogging in that way. I'd never considered those blogging tips in the past. And it's because I give a great deal of thought to all the angles the blogging tips niche presents, because that's all I'm thinking about. So you'll drill down and cover topics that most bloggers who cover multiple niches, pretty much all of them, will never be able to reach because they're too busy moving on to the next niche. The world trusts specialists. Generalists, not so much. We hire lawyers who specialize in law, and that's all they do professionally. We go see doctors who just specialize in medicine professionally. That's all they do. If your doctor held down 5 part-time jobs, if they were a janitor at night, and then for like a half hour, 3 days a week, they saw patients, would you see that person? Would you go to that doctor knowing that you trust them deeply when they give only a half hour of their time 2 days a week to practicing medicine? Of course not. In this world, that would be considered insane. Or maybe not insane, but some would consider insane. But overall, most people would say, I don't trust that doctor? They're not a doctor. They're doing 5 things professionally. That's how almost every reader thinks when they show up to read a multi-niche blog. They're looking for a trusted specialist who covers one niche inside out, but on arriving, they see 3 niches or 5 niches, and they'd say, almost every time when you read those posts, they're underwhelming because these bloggers aren't devoting enough time. You can't to 3, 4, 5 niches. There's a really good reason for that. When you look at their blogging tips theme posts, which appear very underwhelming, and then you come to my blog and you see 600 or 650, whatever it is, highly detailed, thorough, practical blogging tips theme posts, you go, wow, I'm going to follow that guy. The world trusts specialists. Generalists, not so much. And it's nothing personal. It's just the way the world works. And everybody here knows we seek out specialists. We do it consciously, unconsciously, usually organically. We think about what's this one thing I want, who specializes in that one thing, what business model. And we go there, and that's it. And that's where the traffic, the attention, and of course the income is. So you got to do one thing to do it well. It was a really good decision that I made, a wise decision, one of my smartest ones. 12 years ago when I created bloggingparadise.com, I said, forget this multiple niche inside out, or, multiple niche, confusing, feel like I'm putting out these cross currents, opposing ideas, because I did it a little bit with my old blog, or I did a lot, and it felt very confusing to me, and it was very confusing to my readers, and a lot of them hit the road because they're like, wait a minute, I'm here to see a specialist who covers this topic, and now he's covering another topic, now he's covering another topic. It just doesn't jive in this world. That's why you want to pick one niche to become a trusted specialist. You cover the topic inside out. You get really good at it. Really, really good. People trust you. They see you as the go-to guy or gal in that niche. Then you develop a loyal following, a blogging community. You gain customers and clients who then turn around and drive referral traffic and referral business, because then they tell their like-minded friends, yeah, this is the Blogging Tips mentor that you need to follow. Yeah, this is the Blogging Tips mentor that sells really helpful blogging tips themed ebooks. So I bought them and I loved them. You should buy them too. That's it. That's how to thrive as a blogger. That's how to eventually go pro. That's how you drive organic traffic and earn blogging income. But you need the discipline to stick to that niche. And if you don't stick to that niche, usually it is the fear of not enough traffic, not enough blogging income, not making enough money. And that comes up in your mind. Instead of feeling it and then looking past it, you panic, freak out, and say, God, I have to cover as many niches as possible as I can now to become really popular, to get a ton of people to my blog. I don't care if they're targeted. I just got to reach out to anybody. It's all panic. It's wild. It's unconscious self-sabotage, self-punishment. So then you start covering a bunch of niches. And initially, you may get a lot of people to visit your blog who show up confused, looking for a specialist, someone to trust, when they see 2 topics, 5 topics, 7 topics, and they leave right away. So it's like a revolving door. People show up, maybe even a higher volume, who are confused and leave, which is not highly targeted traffic, of course not. Generate no blogging income with this approach. It's just an ego boost. You get a bunch of page views and a bunch of disinterested people who come and go. The analogy to think about, if you've been in a very busy city, say like New York, but it really could be anywhere, abroad, Mumbai, New Delhi, London, wherever. If you see a revolving door in front of a very busy department store, mall, Let's say you're in a really busy mall and you just see people come in that revolving door and then other folks leave. Well, imagine a ton of people, hundreds, then thousands, and then tens of thousands, walking in the revolving door inside of the mall, looking around and saying, I don't want anything here, and walking right out 2, 5, or 10 seconds later. Doesn't mean anything. Does that put revenue in the shop owner's pockets through a direct purchase or referral business? No, the person's walking in. We call it window shopping, right? Not even window shopping. You walk in, you look around, you're like, I don't want anything here, and you walk right back out. So that mall got a lot of foot traffic. Sure, I guess thumbs up, but they don't buy anything or tell anybody else to buy anything. Who cares? It's nothing. It's virtually worthless. And this is what happens when you try to cover a bunch of niches, really multiple niches. Now, when you cover one niche and you become a trusted specialist, the person walks in the revolving door, stays on your blog, aka walks into the specific store, buys 1 or 2 or 5 things, which puts blogging income in your pocket, then goes home, or maybe goes right on their phone and says, God, I got this great stuff here. Or goes back home and gets on the phone and calls a relative or friends, I got such good stuff there. Loved it. Then these other human beings who are friends of theirs in their network walks into the store and buys stuff there, which is more income for the shop owner. For you, it's when somebody else, like-minded person, referral traffic, buys your online course. Like I sell an online course, bloggingparadise.com, or I sell ebooks there. They buy my ebooks. So these other people show up, and then what do those people do who are highly interested? See what I mean? This is specializing. They mention it to their friends. Referral traffic, referral business, and everything keeps mushrooming. And it was based on you deciding to cover one niche inside out. So then they'll go through the revolving door and leave after being in the store for a while, making some buys. Or maybe they don't make any purchases, but they spend a lot of time in the store. And in the online world, if you know anything about bounce rate, and your bounce rate's really low, meaning people who come to your blog stick around for a very long time, even if they're not buying anything, they're consuming truly helpful content. Maybe they're dropping genuine blog comments. When people do that consistently and your bounce rate drops, meaning they don't just leave right away, they don't go through the revolving door and then right back out, your posts are positioned to rank much higher on Google. Because Google says, or the algorithm, wow, this individual runs an authority site filled with practical content because people are staying on that site for a long time. So we're going to give them rank. The proof is in people sticking around. Specialists have to create a lot of highly detailed content for a long time to reach that point to lower that bounce rate. Yet when they do, blogging intelligently, effectively, efficiently, and that bounce rate drops, you're going to start ranking on page 1 of Google, position 1 more consistently, or at least on page 1. And forget Google for a moment. When people find you through YouTube, thanks for the 4 likes. When people find you through Facebook, hi. Actually, the camera's up here, but just funny. You're going to find that they'll stick around for a longer period of time. When people find you through the genuine comments you drop on other blogs, through the guest posts, through updates, or through content you've published to Reddit or Quora or X, aka Twitter, or Blue Sky, LinkedIn, they stay on your blog. And when they stay on your blog, only good things are going to happen. They're going to get truly helpful content. Then they're going to mention it to like-minded folks who also visit your blog. So a lot of people may be visiting your blog in the beginning, get a lot of helpful content. You're sticking to one niche, you're developing topical authority, you're doing one thing well, and they may not buy your stuff or hire you or click your ads or buy your affiliate offerings swiftly. That's okay. You're moving in the right direction. The whole key is to get people on your blog by specializing one topic, covering it inside out, being very thorough, because the world trusts specialists, not confusing generalists. A jack of all trades, masters none. And slowly and surely, organic blogging income manifests. You'll sell. Don't worry. Don't worry. The key is to specialize. Now I'm going to move on to the next subtopic, as we're 20 minutes in. I'm having fun with this, so I'm going to roll with it. Covering one topic in and of itself is not enough. A lot of single niche bloggers who struggle horribly, fail, and quit. You need to drill down and go very in depth with each post. So I'm talking long form, 1,000 word, 1,200 word, 1,400 words in that area, filled with a lot of practical tips. And you want to publish these types of posts at least once a week to be current, to remain relevant, to give your readers the latest content from your niche. Covering one topic's not consistently over the months and years develops topical authority and keeps people on your blog. You have to be thorough. I like calling it truly helpful content. So the type of stuff that goes a little above and beyond a lot of the other jazz out there. I like integrating first-person stories, especially in this era of AI blogging. So when I cover blogging tips, I'll share my experiences, maybe some experiences from readers. I'll integrate my travel experiences, as you guys may know from following bloggingparadise.com, or if you're new to it, I've been circling the globe since 2011. As I know right now, we're in California in the States. We spent over a year in Turkey. I think it's close to a year now, over a year in Costa Rica, half a year in Panama. All this time that we spend in these places have had some interesting experiences, fascinating, some wild travel experiences. So I'll integrate those into my blogging tips to stand out, because personal stories level the playing field no matter where you're starting. So I'll do that. The post will be thorough. Most readers want a nice detailed solution to their problems, at least the committed ones that really want to act on your advice. And you have to do it consistently. And as you're going along, creating these truly helpful posts on one topic, covering it from different angles, solving common reader problems, you can't give in to the temptation to niche hop, to jump to the next profitable niche. And I've done it myself in the past, and I paid in a major league way because of it, and so many bloggers do it. They just chase all of these different topics. So when you hop off topic, that's going to confuse everybody. And that's why you only want to cover one topic. The title of your blog, the title of the blog post, it's only going to be all blogging tips all the time at bloggingparadise.com. Save the rare cases. Hey, just relax. Send me an email. Send me an email and I'll let you know. I just want to stick on topic with this one. We got to keep talking about why you should cover one niche and the travel stuff. Just shoot me an email. I think you should find it on here, right? Pretty sure. Or you can stop by bloggingfromparadise.com and drop me a comment over there. So, guys, stick to one topic. Don't confuse your audience members. Don't confuse your readers. Develop topical authority. Become a trusted specialist. Do the work consistently. I'm talking about, for me, I've been publishing daily recently, but I would suggest, I've been doing this for 18 years, so I have a little bit of experience, but I would suggest one long form post a week, and do it with this very idea that the world trusts specialists and is confused by generalists. It's not easy at times because you're going to be tempted. You're going to say, man, nobody's showing up, not getting any traffic. Or maybe you're getting some traffic and you're not generating income at all. You haven't made a penny yet. So the ego, the voice of fear, the self-sabotage says, oh, well, let me try to be really popular and cover a bunch of niches. That should work out. No, don't do that. Don't do that. The world trusts specialists, not generalists. And it's about where you're putting your attention energy. Where your attention energy goes, grows. Well, I'm going to try to do 10 things now and cover 10 niches and become an expert. No, it's not going to happen. You know why? Because there are wise individuals, wise bloggers who decided to cover one of those niches a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And they've rocketed ahead of everybody else who's trying to cover multiple niches because they're giving all of their attention energy to that niche. So don't give in to that fear. Do mental gymnastics, discipline yourself to stick to that niche. The more you do that, you're going to be stunned in a world of individuals who unfortunately jump all over the place. And we've all been there, kind of like a monkey on the branches, right? If you ever seen a monkey, done a lot of traveling in Central America. I've seen it in Southeast Asia too, but especially in Central America, jumping all over the branches. And it's bloggers say, oh, I want to chase this niche. Oh, I want to chase that niche. I want to chase the big money. I want to chase big traffic. And it's like they're cutting their blogging foundation off at the knees, or cutting themselves off at the knees. It's like their blog is built on a foundation of quicksand. It just falls apart. Because then you're chasing another niche. Then people show up to their blog and they'll see all these niches and they're like, this is just, someone doesn't know what the hell they're doing and they're just trying to make money. So bye. And if they want blogging tips, they visited their blog, they saw like 1 or 2 blogging tips. Then they come to my blog, they're like, whoa, this guy's covered blogging tips since 2014 and he has 600 posts. Oh, wait a second. He has 50, 60, 70 page PDF guides for sale filled with hundreds of practical tips that I could buy and a whole course. That's hours, filled with hours and hours of hundreds of practical tips on how to get featured on world famous blogs, how to get the highest quality backlinks. More blogging tips, right? Whoa, I'm going to buy that. I'm going to stick around his blog. I'm going to follow him. He knows it inside out, but you need mental discipline to do it. Because most of us, we go through these periods of panic where it's so tempting to say, I'm going to try to cover everything now because it's popular. No, don't cover everything because it's popular. You'll confuse your readers. They'll head for the hills. Do one thing because it's truly helpful, because you want to develop your credibility in that niche, become the go-to guy or go-to gal, or one of the go-to guys or go-to gals. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for the positive feedback. We got some likes here. Much appreciated. I haven't really engaged as much on Facebook, only because on the Chromebook it's not as advantageous, but I'll check the comments. I should be able to hop in and check the comments. But you guys know I love you. I'm always checking in. And I love all you guys on Facebook as well. I'm sorry, on YouTube. As a call to action, feel free to stop by bloggingforparadise.com. I sell an online course for bloggers to land the highest quality backlinks. It's important. It's how to get featured on world famous blogs. And I also sell a number of ebooks for bloggers, from becoming a full-time blogger, building a full-time income earning blog, creating a successful mindset, how to do blogger outreach, also how to retire to a life of island hopping through blogging. I have a digital nomad ebook in there as well for aspiring travelers, and one that's an inspirational read based on my life, in addition to hundreds and hundreds this live broadcast with your friends who are bloggers. If you